Welcome to the Zearn Chef's Kiss. Today we're making a trail mix.
Let's start out by making a snack. One batch of trail mix has 6 chocolate chips, 12 pretzels, and 18 cashews. If I double this recipe, that's like making 2 batches of trail mix. How many of each ingredient are there in 2 batches? 2 batches of trail mix is twice as much of each ingredient. 12 chocolate chips, 24 pretzels, and 36 cashews. Let's go back to the original recipe. Let's say you wanted to make half of a batch of trail mix. How many of each ingredient would you need? In half of a batch of trail mix, you'd have half as much of each ingredient. 3 chocolate chips, 6 pretzels, and 9 cashews. It's the same thing as taking each of the original ingredients and dividing them by 2. In other words, multiplying by 1/2. Let's try another one. How many of each ingredient would there be in 1/6 of a batch? You just found the amount of each ingredient in 2 batches, half of a batch, 1/6 of a batch, and 3 batches. If you ate trail mix from any of these bowls, the trail mix would taste the same because you multiplied each ingredient by the same number. Let's say you didn't do that. If you made 3 batches by taking the ingredients in 1 batch and multiplying only the pretzels and cashews by 3, but leaving the amount of chocolate chips the same, it would be a different mix because the ratio isn't the same. The original batch has 6 chocolate chips, 12 pretzels, and 18 cashews. If you just triple the pretzels and cashews and not the chocolate, the mix would taste a lot less chocolatey. To make 3 batches of this recipe, you need to multiply every ingredient by 3. That keeps the ratio the same. Let's take a closer look at some of those ratios. Write the ratio of chocolate chips to pretzels in 1 batch and in 3 batches. The ratio of chocolate chips to pretzels in 1 batch is 6 to 12, and the ratio in 3 batches is 18 to 36. These ratios are equivalent because you multiplied each number in the first ratio by the same value to get the second ratio. This means both mixes will have the same mixture of chocolate chips and pretzels. Now imagine you make a new mix and want to know if it will taste the same as the original recipe. The new mix has 24 chocolate chips and 48 pretzels. You can figure out if the mixes are the same by looking at the ratios. If you can multiply each number in the first ratio by the same value and get the second ratio, then you know the ratios are equivalent, which means the mixes will taste the same. Try it out. Is 24 to 48 equivalent to 6 to 12? Since each number in the first ratio got multiplied by the same value, these 2 ratios are equivalent. Try another one. Is 12 to 36 equivalent to 6 to 12? 12 to 36 isn't equivalent to 6 to 12 because you multiply 6 by 2 to get 12, and you multiply 12 by 3 to get 36. Since these numbers aren't the same, the ratios aren't equivalent. Let's try one more. In another recipe, the ratio of chocolate chips to pretzels is 2 to 6. Find an equivalent ratio.